in a second. But Mo, what did you make of Chelsea
I
today?
think we need to speak seriously about Chelsea. I actually seen signs of Chelsea continuation of last season. I think the Club World Cup helped them that they didn't get an off season, by the way. It's one of the things that I'm watching today. I'm like, this is the same team that ended the season last season with 7 wins out of 8 and clean sheets and not conceding goals. And the attack look a little bit more fluid. I don't know why people are so hesitant of trying to put a little bit of pressure of Chelsea. When I'm putting pressure on Chelsea, I'm not putting pressure on them as they must. But I'm saying, if Arsenal did it, if Arsenal came from 5th to actually be 90% top of the league and they were consistent, what is stopping this Chelsea, who I believe have more depth than the Arsenal team of 22 and 23? This Chelsea team, it looks like it's more ready than that Arsenal team. And I'm watching them and I'm like, the competition between Delap and Joao Pedro, this is what they push each other and they're so different. But I think it's a very healthy competition. The wingers look very good. Gittins, I was unfamiliar with you. He is so tricky on the ball. He's so good on the ball as well. Pedro Neto looks like he's improving. But I got one more thing about this guy, Estevao Williams. I believe he's going to shock us all. He's a team player. He's very talented and he's so different. And I'm going to say this. The majority of the young Brazilian kids that come from Brazil with hype, they look like they play as divas. We saw Vini Jr., we saw other Brazilian kids. This kid looks like a team player. He doesn't try anything like outside of the ordinary. He tries to keep it ticking, keep it moving. He is playing like he's one of the guys. He's not coming in as a diva. And I think that is what makes him different than the others. It took Vini Jr. years, and we remember Benzema telling people not to pass to him. Estevao William is going to shock you, to be honest. I was unfamiliar with him as well. He looks so good. It looks like a good team player that is actually gelling with the team. Looks like he has been playing there forever, even though he has been here there only for a week. I feel Joao Pedro is the same. Looks like he has been playing for years at Chelsea with these guys. I think Chelsea need to sign a center back because now Chalobah's injured, by the way. So now they need to sign a center back. But I think people need to take Chelsea. Yes.
Yes.
Chelsea,
oh wow. Okay.
So Chelsea need to be taken seriously. I'm not saying taken seriously by winning the league, but taken seriously in terms of they can put a challenge and anything can happen. We have seen it. Anything, you'd never know what is going to happen to Liverpool or Arsenal or City. But Chelsea are a serious team. And if anyone is not saying that, because I've heard it yesterday, some YouTubers said that Chelsea are going to be in a top 4 race with Spurs and Aston Villa. And I'm like, you're really deluding yourself. You're like just deluding yourself. Chelsea are so good. They're so fluid and the attack is deep and it's good. The midfield is deep as well. They have built something and I didn't see the vision, but now I see it now. So I got to raise my hand and say, now I see the vision and what they are doing.
No, but it's interesting what you said more about Estevao is because he has a really solid family background. Like, you know, his dad is a pastor. They come from a very like spiritual faith sort of like driven family. I think that also helps. And you can see this kid, he sort of like really like you said embodies this team like a family. He treats it like that, and that's something that I'm really excited for. And I know the chat was saying about, we said the same thing about Washington and Angelo. These guys didn't have the same impact as this guy.
No. I'm gonna just again. I can't speak.
I'm gonna have to jump off.
Cheers, Mo. I'm gonna put this out there now. I don't care for other Tim Pot, Pony, average platforms. You know, no Chelsea fan on the football terrace in the comments, really. No one that really super chatted. Definitely none of our panelists ever sat there and spoke with the same excitement about Angelo and Washington as they are with Estevao. That is a bull-faced lie, and I'll protect. If someone's done it on another platform, don't care. No disrespect to them, but this Chelsea community on the football terrace, that wasn't being said at all. I've got to stand up for the Chelsea community there. Here,
no, I fully agree. I fully agree with you because the thing is, this guy is sort of like exciting to watch, and I just want to like break down like from what I saw. I think you brought this up, Terry, in terms of the red card. So like the red card was a red card, so we can't deny that. He could have, because it's a friendly, he could have played a yellow and continued, but he did his job. There were two things about this now. I was happy that Chelsea got the red card because I wanted to see what Chelsea would do when it was a low block, because this is what has been our problem. So that's what I wanted to see, how they're going to break this down. Is Gittins going to be that guy? Because this is what we were complaining about Sancho, to say like, he won't be able to do that. And like you said as well, so Gittins was like beating his man, he was doing all of that, but his final like shot was not good. And understood, he's still gelling into the team, but I can see that there is something there. Even if there's a low block, we can. And we have to talk about Andre Santos, because that guy, when there's a low block, he does these things.
Sorry, someone just called in a fucking canoe. What's going on?
How we doing?
What's going on? You're on a
talking
where are
about
you?
Chelsea. A kayak.
He's on a kayak.
I was out with my partner on the kayak, and then you are.
Go for it. Go for it. Don't drown.
Oh, he's gone overboard.
What time to be alive? Signal was pretty bad. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Speak.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, to be fair, it was a good game. It was pretty easy as the game went on. I think the first 10 minutes we started like the house on fire, and then I think when that red card came in, it kind of killed the game off a little bit. And I feel like we didn't really feel like we needed to kind of kick on. I mean, the previous game a couple of days ago, that was a lot more entertaining, and even though today we had more goals, but yeah, I think it was the main thing today was no injuries, just no injuries at all. It was a shame about Chalobah. I mean, he walks off in the end, so hopefully it was all right. But yeah, to me, Reece James was the man of the match. He was outstanding today. The way where I can't remember who took it round the keeper, but the way when their player took it round and he was able to stop that was top class. That was back to Reece James at his best. But yeah, no, it was just it was a good game. As I said, now just prepare for the season. Hopefully Chalobah's not out, otherwise it's a bit of a problem. One player I do want to see get a bit more minutes though is Josh Champong, because I really like this kid. In Conference League, he was always really solid. I feel like he actually probably fits the system better from what I've seen than Gusto does. But yeah, we'll see if Chalobah is injured, then it's a bit of a shame. He has had a bit of a record in the past. But yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely. I need to let you know that there's a shark behind you. I can see the fin.
Did you watch the game in the canoe?
Whereabouts are you? I'm genuinely intrigued. Whereabouts are you?
Croatia.
Oh, nice. But they've got beautiful beaches there.
Half
Beautiful
an hour
beaches.
drive from Zadar in Croatia.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
Nice.
All pebbles though. There's very few sandy beaches, all pebbles. But yeah, it's stunning, absolutely stunning. That's why when I was on a couple of days ago, my partner was asleep in bed, so I was on the balcony, so it was very dark. That's why I couldn't really.
That's what you would.
Yeah. Anything. But yeah, beautiful country.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. But look, mate, I'm gonna let you crack on.
But yeah, I was out with my partner on the.
Yeah, no, mate. Honestly, I have taken calls from some weird places. On a canoe in the ocean is amazing. I love it. Cheers, Nick. We'll chat again soon, mate. Top man. Be safe. See you later. Cheers.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry to interject, Andrew. I just see it. I was like, I saw a life jacket, and I was like, he's on a boat. No, he ain't. He's on a canoe. Sorry, that's amazing. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'll just finish my thought really quickly and let somebody else go next. So basically, what I was saying was that it's amazing to see this team, and I think he brought up Reece James. What I would like to see Maresca do is play Reece James with Delap in the center, because Reece James does a lot of crossing and he does quality crosses in. And I think both the friendly games, what happened was he played Gusto with Delap and he played James with Pedro, João Pedro. And I think we need to see Delap with James. I think it could cause a lot of problems because he's a proper number 9. And other than that, for me, like the team, I want to like big up like all of these guys. One thing that you said, which I really love, and I want to voice or second it, is to say that because of how we are playing now, because we have all of these guys who are taking responsibility, playing maturely, Palmer can really take his time and play the game that he wants to play. And we won't have like Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans, and not you, Rak, I'm talking about Hussam, on his back, where they constantly putting him down. Because I think that this guy, when he has time, We saw what he did in the Club World Cup final. When he has time, it's just poetry in motion. Like I just like, yeah, I think this team is going to do well. Like chest up, chest out. I can say that, you know, that we will be in the mix. It is going to be a fun season to watch, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I agree. Kojo, what's your thoughts on Chelsea today, mate? Because it's been a few weeks since we spoke. You've come back. You've had a couple of preseason games. You do look purring and ready for the season to begin.
Yeah, listen, look. I mean, I watched this whole game and I was impressed. Of course, we have to be fair. That I think Milan they also had some game. I think they had a game the day before as well, isn't it? Right? So they played Leeds or whatever. So
Yeah, that
they
was
also had some games
yesterday.
before.
That
That was
was
yesterday.
yesterday,
So
yeah.
I'll be fair to them as well. You know what I mean? But I was impressed by Chelsea. Simmons are down below as well, because I was wanting to see what happens with the red card. I was actually waiting to see what happens in the second half too, to see if concentration levels would dip off, if it would start giving play to them. And we actually did for the first 15 minutes. They were all over us. I can't lie to you, in the second half. We allowed them to come on to us, and they had 10 man. So that's something that they still need to work on, the Chelsea boys, about keeping up that intensity, that pressure, even if that means just controlling the play and not necessarily attacking on full throttle, right? But what I would say is that for me, in the difference to Chelsea this season, and why I'm tipping them to win silently, okay, like, you know, coming out of the dark, you know, is because for us, I'm looking at Palmer and I'm looking at the fact that he now has game changers in this team, and it's no longer on him. So he can do whatever he wanted to do previously and still have people who can contribute towards him, right? So when we see that, for instance, João Pedro doing a fantastic job. One thing about João Pedro that's different about him compared to all the players that are playing up front is the first touch is disgusting. There was one time even on the second half where they blasted the balls on the edge of the box, and the touch, he cushioned it so well, we had an attack straight away. So there's something about João Pedro that allows other players to play with him. But I would say this: I hope to see Esteval on the right and Palmer probably playing a little bit in the middle. Reason why? When I saw them play together, there's something that Palmer does that he didn't do with anyone else apart from, I believe, Medweke at the very beginning when they started playing, is that he trusts him with the ball. Because if you see Palmer, he will give it to you when he wants to give it to you, because he's like, I got to give it to you now. But when I saw him and Esteval playing, there was these little 1-2 intricate passes they were playing on the edge of the box and going into that tells me that Palmer trusts his game. You know what I'm saying to you? Which tells me that this is going to be a very dangerous partnership between the two of them. So we need to see more of that in the game. I love the fact that we have both Delap and João Pedro. They're both ballers. I said it in the chat. I said, listen, if Delap don't score his penalty, it could be a very long season for him. I can't lie to you. So he scored a goal. I'm thankful he scored a second one after. But I love Delap because the difference between him and João Pedro is their positioning. Delap is somebody who's quite unselfish. So although he'll make the runs, he'll bully people, he'll try and get into the defender's face. One thing that he does really, really well is that once he gets into the channels, he can put a dangerous ball in. And with the players we've got with Palmer, Esteval, you got obviously Gittins on the left-hand side, you got obviously Enzo crashing in later on. These are going to be opening up spaces for me to come into that centre play. So I love seeing us play this kind of football. And I think my final thing to say on this, though, is, and I think probably some things are just to help our Chelsea team. I know everyone's glazing Gittins. I'm going to tell you something now. I'm going to warn us now. He needs to improve quickly. And I know it's going to sound mad. I'm going to tell you why. He's one-dimensional. Something about him, right? And I said it in the chat, he reminds me so much of Sancho with more pace. And he might get away with a lot more because he's pacey, but what he needs to work on is a bi-directional movement, right? So if you are going to be shifted only onto your right foot, make sure that your right foot is so disgusting that when you come in, we're all scared. Because at the moment, I'm not scared. I'm looking at Gittins and I go, if you come on your right foot, I'm like, well, go and shoot if you want to shoot it. I don't really care. You know what I mean? But if you're going to take me inside, make sure you take me inside and you're aggressive and you make sure you take me inside and I have to come behind you. And it sounds paused, but I'm just saying that now. And I have to foul you or something. You know what I'm saying to you? Like you have to force that defender to be fearful when you cutting him inside that he can't just take the ball off you. That's the only thing I would say about that, because otherwise what's going to happen is we're going to lose that left-hand side in terms of the effectiveness, because we had that with Mudryk. He's pacey too. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? We had Mudryk, we had Sancho, and they did well at the beginning, but towards the end, they all found out the same way. If you're only one directional, make sure that you're effective on that right foot or that left foot, whichever one you choose, and be, dangerous about it. But a great performance by Chelsea. I love the team. I think we're moving forward, and I honestly do believe we're going to be a spectacle to watch, because I think as much as people expect us but don't expect us, we play really well when we're the underdogs. And I just wish that Maresca had never said it last season, that this team can't win, because I think that immediately did something to the psyche of those players. He shouldn't say anything like that this season. If they start winning, back them.
I hear that this year from